Is your school or district ready to secure more grant funding sooner rather than later? Well, if so, I have a wonderful resource designed to help you and your school and district to secure more funding. Hi, I'm Rodney Walker, President of Grant Central USA Grant Writers Association, and I'm super excited to be able to share with you a fabulous resource that came from the Education Grants Conference that was recently conducted in Las Vegas, Nevada. We had a wonderful time getting a chance to share some wonderful information to help agencies to become more effective and efficient in their pursuit for grant funding. And if your district or school is going to do a better job of bringing in more funds, this is one of those resources that you definitely want to put in your arsenal. Why? Because so many different schools and districts are not really being effective. In fact, most of them don't have systems. And at this particular training, I was able to share some valuable systems. And it was so powerful because after I shared these systems, many of the grant writers have been doing grant writing for some years. Some of them were new, and there were others that have been doing it for a while. But even those that have been doing grant writing for a while actually didn't have the systems in place. In fact, we did an assessment at the very beginning of this conference, and that assessment you're going to get a chance to hear once you get this particular system that we've created, and you'll hear some of the things that they had to say. In fact, let me take you in right now and let you hear what some of those that were actually at the workshop that they actually had to say after they took the assessment. Let's listen in.
Okay, let's get ready to wrap it up. What were some of the main things you guys said that stood out to you as you went through the Education's grant assessment? What were some of the things that stood out to you on this table? Oh, we're in the army of the one-man grant writing army, huh? Wow, listen. I see head shaking on this.
Okay, I'm gonna stop it right there. But let me tell you this: many of those that were doing grant writing recognized that they didn't have the teams in place. And in this training, I'm gonna share with you exactly what those teams should look like and why it's gonna be so important that you use those to your advantage. I also share some exclusive systems that we've created, and then you're going to also get a chance to hear some of the systems that some of the participants came up with at the actual event. In addition to that, I'm going to also share with you some of the thieves that are currently robbing you. Yes, you may not believe it, you may not know it, but there are some thieves that are actually robbing your agency right now of grant funding, and we expose to you exactly who those thieves are, and I share with you how to start correcting them and how to get those thieves out of your home, how to get them out of your financial grant house. You know, right now, if your house isn't looking the way you want it to look, chances are it's because you have those thieves there. I don't want to help you to get them out, because at the end of the day, it's all about you and your agency helping to bring in more money. I want to share with you how to go about doing it. And that's what this training actually does. This education grant development system helps you to look at those critical areas. In addition to that, you're going to get some insight that's going to help you the same way that I've been able to help so many other organizations. In fact, let me show you a few of the ones that I've been able to help. Here's some of my students that have come to some of our other trainings. And as you see here, here's one with Kelsey Pringer. We helped her. She took some of the systems that we created, and in less than 3 months went and secured over $25,000 for her agency. Here's another person, Catherine Timberbolt. As you'll see, she went from knowing nothing about grants and took the information and the insight and went back and converted it in less than 6 months to over $400,000. I could go on and tell you about Holly here, who we helped in 6 months to bring in over $205,000, or I could tell you about Nikki Kelly, who we helped, and she brought in over $4 million in 1 year. Now, here's another. It says right here, I know you're seeing it right. It says 2.5 in 9 months. Well, I spoke with her and talked to her and found out that at the end of that year that she brought in over $4 million. I could go on and share with you many others, but for now, I just want to share with you the insight that you're going to get at this particular conference is going to help you to address these issues so that you can get rid of these. You got to get rid of the thieves. If you're not getting rid of the thieves, your agency is not going to be as productive as it can in its grant development efforts. So the system here is a system that I want to encourage you to really seriously look at. And let me share with you a few reasons why. Because the insight that I'm going to be sharing with you is going to help your agency, your school or district, or your charter school or private school or public school to start bringing in money. Those that I help and work with, oftentimes, as you just seen, begin to bring in large sums of money. Your district or school will probably be no different if you take the information and begin to put into practice some of the insight that I'm sharing. Now, the participants that came to this workshop left with so many takeaways. They went on and on about the number of takeaways that they were able to gather and how they were able to go back to take that, things that they could use immediately in their grant development systems. You're going to get that same insight. Now, I'm not sure if you know this, but typically if an organization or a school says, hey, Rodney, we'd love for you to give us some consulting. Or if a district says, yes, Rodney, we'd like to have you be one of our consultants and start training us. Well, first of all, a couple of things are going to happen. Your district is going to come to me. You guys are going to pay upwards of about $12,000 per day. And if you think about it, this conference was 2 days, 2 full days of recordings. Now, if we were talking about in dollars, we'd be talking about $24,000 worth of insight that your district or school would have to pay to get some of the insight that I was sharing at this particular conference. You're not gonna have to worry about paying $24,000. In fact, your district is not gonna have to worry about traveling to come to me to get this information. The information is all inside of this video. And in this video, you're gonna be able to share this information with your entire team. Yes, your entire team will be able to benefit from this. So what, you do have a team, right? Well, I hope you do. If you don't, you definitely, absolutely need to make sure that you listen to this video, because it's going to help you to become more effective, to produce better grant proposals quicker, because you're going to develop the right team. You see, if you don't get this training, what's likely to happen is you're likely to lose hours and hours and hours of time. In fact, I share some insight how to put back 10 hours into your week every week. And for some of you, it may even be 15 to 20 hours into your week every week. That insight and more is actually shared inside of this training. In addition to that, I also share with you some of the strategies and some tips from others. There were people that were actually at the conference that shared some valuable insight that were things that they were doing that was working. And if you don't get this training, you lose out on that, because you never know what one idea, what one insight is going to open up the door for more funding for your district. So I want to really encourage you to make the right investments. One of the big mistakes that a lot of organizations make when they are making their investments is that they make the wrong investments. They don't make the right investments into the right type of resources. They're going to do two things. One, you've got to get the right information in order for your district to be more successful. If you're going after education grants, you've got to get the right information. We talk about current trends in this training. And if you're not aware of those trends and what you need to do to position yourself to be ahead of the game, then that means you're at the back of the line. And we know what happens to those that are at the back of the line. They get the leftovers. And if your district or your school is trying to pursue education grants and it doesn't want to be at the back of the line, you've got to get to the front of the line by getting the right information. In addition to getting the right information, you also need to have the right inspiration. And as you get this particular video training, you're going to get the inspiration that you need to know what you need to do and to be inspired to do it. Because what's going to happen is this: you're going to get a chance to hear from other educators, others that are doing similar work, and you're going to get a chance to hear what they said. We've kept this pretty much as raw as possible to make you feel as if you're actually at the conference. That's the beautiful thing about this particular training that I love. And you're going to be able to gather that information, and you're not going to have to pay the $24,000 to get this information. You're going to be able to get this insight, make that investment into your agency and get it and be able to run with it immediately. Now, let me tell you what's going to happen. As soon as your district or school makes the purchase, this information is going to be brought to you immediately. So you're not going to have to wait for it to be shipped. It's going to digitally be presented to you, and it's going to be placed inside of your library, which means that you're going to be able to access that information immediately. You're going to also, even as you see right here, you're going to be able to download the videos. So if you want to download it and keep it for your files forever, you can do that. In addition to that, you can also be able to have this information. It's going to be in your library forever. So you see this little library part right up at the top, if you can see that, but it's going to be in your library forever. And in addition to that, you're going to be able to gather your team around, and your team is going to be able to sit around and glean the information. In fact, you could take this, I'm going to show you real quickly. You could take this and you could actually make this into a full screen. So it's almost like you're just watching it right there on the spot at the actual location. We try to make you feel as if you're actually at the conference. So I want to encourage you right now to make this wise investment, make this purchase so that your district or school can bring in the money. That's what this is all about, right? It's about bringing in the money, getting the new knowledge that you need to get in order to get funded. So make the purchase right now. I look forward to seeing you on the inside, and get ready for the insight that's going to unlock some doors for greater funding opportunities. Take care.